Like, if you are not aware, Elon Musk has just basically taken over an area in Texas. He's filled this area with his own employees next to the SpaceX launch site, and then used like local laws to basically allow them to create this as its own local government area. And there's no state oversight. They just come together, and if they've got enough people, they can create their own municipality. And so he controls a city now, which can have a mayor and its own legal code and policies. This is not just like private property. They will be able to govern themselves to a local extent. Like ChatGPT referred to it as the company town. This is literally Gilded Age capitalism, the age of robber barons. I thought we got past this. Apparently not. I was just about to say it. Musky boy has got himself a city. It's called Starbase. And like, this is real. This is real, people. This is not a drill. Yes, it's true. Elon Musk's vision of creating a city in Texas named Starbase has become a reality. On May 3rd, 2025, residents of an area surrounding SpaceX's launch site in Boca Chica, Texas, voted overwhelmingly to incorporate the area as the city of Starbase. The vote passed 212 in favor and only 6 against out of 283 eligible voters, most of whom are SpaceX employees. Hello? Like, this is exactly what like the network state is all about. So what is this place anyway? What is Boca Chica? It is a small unincorporated community in Cameron County near the southwestmost tip of Texas, right near the Gulf Coast. It's located just out of Brownsville and was traditionally a sparsely populated area with a few residents and beachgoers. Here's how it relates to SpaceX and the whole Starbase situation. SpaceX chose Boca Chica as a site for its Starbase launch facility, where they were testing and developing the Starship rocket. Over the past few years, SpaceX has aggressively bought up land and homes in Boca Chica, often from willing sellers, to expand its footprint. Most of the remaining population is now SpaceX employees. Musk began informally referring to the area as Starbase around 2021. No, it's not and never has been an incorporated municipality. Because it's unincorporated, it doesn't have a city government. Local governance and services fall under Cameron County. So how did it become a city? Musk pursued incorporation, which is a legal process in Texas where residents of an area can petition to form a municipality if certain conditions are met, like population, land area, etc. The vote in May 2025 to incorporate as the city of Starbase was conducted under Texas state law, which allows small populations to incorporate if they follow proper procedures. Since the area is now almost entirely populated by SpaceX employees, the vote passed easily, and thus the community became a legal municipality under Texas law. Now that it's a legal city, it can have its own mayor, commissioners, local ordinances, and governance, even if it's essentially a SpaceX. It's a company town. This is fucking mental. This is a company town thing. It's a really poor area in Texas, so they just took advantage of desperate people and bought up all of their land. And because it's like mostly willing, no, it's often from willing. Often, not always. Because Texas law already delegates the power to incorporate a new municipality to the people who live in the area incorporated, provided they meet specific legal criteria. Once those are satisfied, the state legislature doesn't need to vote. It's an administrative and a local process, not a legislative one. What? This is mental. A Type C general law requires at least 201 residents in a 2 square mile area. The residents, or often a developer or a corporation, submit a petition to the county judge. The registered voters in the area vote on whether or not to incorporate. If it passes, the community becomes a legal city or a town with powers under Texas law to govern itself. Under the principle of local self-governance, the state doesn't force people into municipalities. It lets them choose. Only the people who would be affected by living in the new town vote on whether to create it. This is designed for democratic local control, but in the case of Starbase, it creates a loophole where a private company can control the town by populating it with its own employees. Hello? Elon Musk has literally enacted the framework of like what is supposed to be going on with the network state. This is play by play from Balaji Srinivasan's book of like, you know, voice or exit when creating a new society. I was thinking, oh wow, what a loophole. But like it does say it's like to, you know, permit local self-governance. That's as American as apple pie. This is how your country was founded. That's like the Republican dream, like letting people self-govern. It's an avenue. It's not even a loophole. It's just an avenue. It's not like a, haha, we found a trick. This is there if you are organized enough. And like what employees are going to say no to that? Only the affected residents vote, not the whole state. That's the interesting point. Like you would have thought that there would have been some state oversight. Jag says, what about neighboring cities that could be impacted? Seems like others would have to. That's why I would have thought that it would go to a state legislature. Like you'd think that the state would have an interest in this to some degree and want to make sure that like it all works out well. Because like imagine if you boarded, you know, the Starbase, the new city. Like wouldn't you have an interest in that? Isn't that democratic? Isn't that a libertarian value to make sure that like you don't actually impact on the rights of any other counties or incorporated municipalities in the area that might be impacted by this? It's legal, but it may seem as exploitative of a system designed for normal communities, not company dominated ones. Yeah, well, you're onto something there, might I say, old chat GPT. Can we just figure out where Starbase is on Google Maps or something? What if they even have it? Anyone? Anyone reckon they have it on maps yet? Where's SpaceX then? Oh my god, it says it in brackets! The Gulf of Mexico, open bracket. The Gulf of America, close bracket. Hey, anyone? Why didn't they just leave it as the Gulf of America? Hey, obviously these Google people, they're you know, they're playing with fire. You Americans, eh? Jag, seriously, you guys are fucking mental. You guys do some crazy shit. Look at the Gulf of Mexico. Sorry, the Gulf of America. Apologies. Okay, so that's how it works. Like, that's pretty close, right, to the border? That's so close to the border. It's basically Mexico. It is. Look how close it is. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so close. Probably why they have it there, actually, so they can just launch over Mexico. And what are the Mexicans gonna do about it, huh? Nothing. That's right. Okay, so this is Boca Chica village. So this must be where they all live. Whoa, look at that. That's the launch site. That's mental. Look at that big phallic object there. So this is where all the residents of Starbase like go to work, and then they drive down Boca Chica Boulevard next to Boca Chica State Park, where they all walk their dogs and stuff. And they hang out here in Memes Street and Esperson Street and St. Jude Street. Imagine living on Meme Street and thinking it's cool. I was thinking about that too, actually, right? Like, they would love that. Living on Meme Street, baby. Okay, wow, this is incredible. So this area, I'm assuming it must be this area here, has decided to become its own municipality. It's Starbase.
Remember, I am, you are, we are a mystery. I am on Patreon. Please follow the link in the description and sign up for free. We are trying to build a revolutionary community over there. So go become a member for free and join the conversation. If you can contribute financially, that would help a lot.